We are no longer in those times. These are no longer boom years. These are no longer peaceful times, and those models cannot work today. Here's another one. Mass layoffs. Using someone's livelihood to balance the books, right? It's so normal in America today that we don't even understand how broken and how damaging it is, not only to human beings, but trust and cooperation, and they announce a round of layoffs. Do you know the quickest way to destroy trust and destroy cooperation in a business? Literally in one day, lay people off, and everyone gets scared. Right? Can you imagine sending someone home to say, honey, I can no longer provide for our family because the company missed its arbitrary projections this year? And forget about the people who lost their job. Think about the people who kept their jobs. Because every single decision... Sorry, we cannot guarantee employment. In other words, we come to work every day afraid. And we're asking our youngest generation to work in environments where how would any of us ever stand up and admit, I made a mistake? We're constantly being told, you have to be...
In a very lonely office in Compton, our chief marketing officer, Nick Robinson, said, dude, this guy has written like exactly what we talk about here. You've got to see it. It codifies everything we've sort of been bumbling around with. And first he made us watch your talk, the TEDx talk.
There's another... and build their confidence.
Okay. It's amazing. Thank you. And I wanted to start with something that you put on there. You said, we can learn about our future from our past because regardless of technology or the speed of innovation, people are still people.
True.
The thing that I really found interesting is you seem to understand people. What are some...
There's an entire generation struggling. Maybe it's not them. It's like, you know, the only thing that I think the common factor in all my failed relationships? Me. Say, well, we just can't get the right performance out of our people. Maybe. Right? It's not a generation. Hard. We don't have to be the one who succeeds. It's not about winning or losing. And that's where I go to the second point.
So
after empathy
I'm
comes
more obsessed with what happens to people
where it's not about winning
when they come together in
or
protected
losing.
or unprotected environments and how we respond.
In game theory, there are two kinds of games. There are finite games and there are infinite games. And this is how you're going to change your perspective. Right? A finite game is defined as known players, fixed rules, and an agreed upon objective. Baseball, for example. We know the rules, we all agree to the rules, and whoever has more runs at the end of 9 innings is the winner, and the game is over. No one ever says, if we can just play 2 more innings, I know we can come back. It doesn't work that way. The game is over, right? That's a finite game. Then you have an infinite game. Infinite games are defined as known. The rules are changed to keep the game in play, to perpetuate the game. When you pit a finite player versus a finite player, the system is stable. Baseball is stable, right? When you pit an infinite player versus an infinite player, the system is also stable, like the Cold War, for example, because there cannot be a winner and a loser. There are no winners and losers in an infinite game, right? It doesn't exist. And because there are no winners or losers, what ends up happening when they run